Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are Fantasy Driven. Thank you so much for coming to our podcast. Before we pick up where we left off, do be sure to check out our brand new social medias to get updates on our podcast and any other projects we decide to do as they come. Like Casey and I are cooking something up in a very special cauldron, so do be on the lookout for that. You can find us at Fantasy Driven on most of our platforms like Facebook and Instagram, and at Driven Fantasy on Twitter. Oh, and if you want to chat with the DM or the cast, just to keep up with Cassandra Ordry's journal, do be sure to check out our Discord. We're always on there talking about this and that and what's happening in the campaign and what could possibly happen in the future. Or yelling at my players, because I do that a lot. And you guys could just join in the conversation as well. Just find the invite in any of our social medias. They should have a link tree for you to join. Thank you so much for watching, and let's jump back in. Where we last left off, the party was resting in the sleepy town of Ordry, the last hint of civilization before the Delta Feore, and the wastes of Olag that lie just beyond. As morning broke, and the tavern they stayed in was overrun by patrons and peddlers, the party members were forced outside where they too were assaulted by various peddlers and their wares. When out of nowhere, fire exploded from within the Hungry Knoll Inn. Patrons filed out by the dozens, but some were still trapped inside, kept there by a Magman and his gang of mephits. The party bravely strode forth and slayed the foes, emerging victorious before a very frantic tiefling researcher named Victory Lothbrook called them to the town proper, where they approached a few cultists dressed in blue cloaks and a fiery snake. As the battle looked grim for the cultists, one performed a ritual and fiery flakes rained down from the sky, devastating the party. But even with the damage they sustained, clawed more than most, they emerged victorious. And we will pick up as fiery flakes pour from the sky. The party spread out across the city proper, looking for some place to hide from these fiery flakes, when suddenly, from a building to most of y'all's left, a familiar face of a halfling salesman, Papros Blossomrudder, waves his hand at you, inviting you to rest under the awning. What would you like to do?
Well,
I'm unconscious.
Yep. Gilgrim, wanna run who's carrying him?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I believe we have something to do just before that.
Yeah, I have to do a wisdom save.
Goldgrim's in danger.
How
Make me that wisdom save.
Wait, that's not how I roll. Oh, I passed.
Oh, thank God.
And that is... Okay, great. So you managed to calm your voracious instincts, even though Golgrim's face is looking rather nominal.
Yeah, and I'm gonna...
You managed to calm down your bloodline.
And I'm gonna switch right back to my normal CL form, because I don't want to risk it again.
That's fair. But Claude is still down. And you see Papros still waving at you, trying to call you up from under the awning. The fiery flakes are still pouring from the sky, causing damage with each one touching you.
Yeah, let's just rush inside before we all get toast.
Yeah, I'll grab Claude and just like tuck him under my arm as I kind of get into cover over there by Pembros.
One by one, eventually, each of you file under, and he kind of sits down and says, Papros, being he here, "Well done. Thank you so much for dealing with those charlatans. Here." And he pulls out a pouch and sets it down, free from the twin buckets.
What are we given?
He's just laid a pouch on the ground.
I want to take it and check it.
You open it, and there are 4 minor health potions in there.
He just looks at Claude, and he like, okay, but I think you need that. I just shove it into his mouth.
Okay.
Come on,
He
boy,
is.
you're not dead yet.
He might be. Oh.
So,
Let me double check the healing on that. I had it
believe
open, but the wind hates me.
It is 1d8, I do believe.
I believe so as well.
is it a
That's-
normal healing potion or a minor?
Yeah, it's a minor healing potion.
Oh,
So
there it is.
that's 2d4.
Well, I will drink one, so I will
Okay.
roll for my
Same.
health.
I will also drink one.
Literally
Alright.
just takes the bottle down and in one gulp.
So each of you that drank one, roll me 2d4 and then add 2 to it.
I get 5. Nice.
How many potions were there?
4 total, and each of you drank one.
Okay.
I gave 1 to you, buddy.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, poor Claude.
Oh,
wow.
You get 3 healing, buddy.
Oh,
5
5.
technically because of the +2.
Wait, do we have +2?
Yeah, it's a +2. 2d4 +2.
There it is. Wait,
Rar gets 9. Or
7.
Vex, sorry. You get 9 because of the +2.
The plus is already added.
Ah. So 7.
Yeah.
7 for Golgrim. And that looks like also 7 for
Yep.
Lirio. So the
Yep.
only one to get less than 7 is Claude. The only one who really needed it.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
The dice hate you.
They do. They have
Lyria
chosen
just
violence.
starts, Lyria's just hovering over Claude and like, buddy, are you with us? Are you alive? Please tell me you're alive.
I'm here.
lives! So,
Papros.
Go on.
So you're all living. That is wonderful. I was quite worried there for a moment. But you do look quite wounded, and that was all that I had on me. If it hasn't burned down, you can always check the twin buckets for more healing items like this.
Excuse me, buddy, do you have any idea who are those guys with blue capes and probably doing some kind of flamey thing outside?
Honestly, no clue. They yelled something about some goddess named Cyra. Something they called a goddess, at least. I've never heard of that name.
Looks at Claude. Know anything
Claude-
about gods?
Make me a religion check if you would like.
I would like that. Let me pull up my mod for that. Ooh. Hey, nat
Hey,
20.
nat 20.
We begin nicely.
So, Claude, as you focus, you pull out a couple of your books in your backpack and start scrolling through. But there is no mention of a goddess named Cyra anywhere. Or a god named Cyra, for that matter. No mention of the word Cyra has ever appeared in your memory, and you have a wide experience, rather, with gods, goddesses, and things of that nature. So the fact that it eludes you is quite concerning.
Claude
So,
just
ready, look?
Claude kind of frowns, and you watch as his brows like furrow and like knit themselves together as he shakes his head. No, there's no deity known by that name. If this is who they pray to, this is something they've manufactured entirely. It has to be.
During my line of work as a mercenary, have I ever heard that name or encountered a group of these cultists before?
Make me a history check.
2.
You're not sure whether it was the knock on your head earlier, the wind blowing through your face, or the various burns now covering your body, but it's very hard to think, and you come up with nothing. In fact, you even forget your clan your mercenary leader's name for like 2 seconds.
Just Gilgrim like stares out against out across the burning town and just kind of lets out a little burp from breakfast. He just goes,
Almost on cue for your burp, the fiery rain stops.
You hear
The
a
last
gasp.
few flakes hit the ground.
Oh.
Like my burp has stopped the fire rain.
Can I
All hail
check
the mighty
outside?
orc.
Can I check
You
outside?
You check outside. Give me a perception check.
Okay, give me a moment. Perception.
Let's see
Okay,
what all you can
let's
see.
Yay. And that's an 18.
An 18. You look out across the city proper. Most of it being covered in this thick grass that is now alight in most places of the city. The hay bales just beside this building that you're in are currently just burning to beat the band. You can barely catch the wisp of smoke peeking out behind the door. You see a variety of corpses laying on the ground at what seems to be a marketplace to your left. Most of them being humanoid, but one of them looks like a horse. There is no sight of any more cultists or any people for that matter. They seem to have all taken shelter. Your keen ears do manage to pick up something's happening from a building across the bridge. A building that you recognize, and that Claude definitely recognizes, to be the Temple of Ren, the god of protection.
Guys, aside from probably far going around, I think the temple of this whatever town is probably also burning.
Not that I'm one for burning churches, but if it's already burned, they tend to have more healing items, just free for the taking.
Oh boy.
As I kind of just shrug, just saying that.
Paparos kind of slaps you on the back. A very marketable nature you have.
Oh boy.
We can always go check it out, see if anyone is still alive.
True.
You will permit us a brief refuge. Claude talks to Paparos. I can heal most of us up, but it will take a bit of time.
Of course. Take all the time you need. This isn't my house anyways. He says that as he kind of walks over to a wall where there's a chest sitting on the ground and opens and starts digging through it.
Oh boy.
So, and you said we don't see anybody else in the town just running around. Everyone's hiding like we are, pretty much.
It looks like it, even up to this point here. None of they lay dead in the street.
Given that this will take some time, Claude's going to start casting Prayer of Healing.
Gotcha, and that's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you begin to pray to your gods. It was Ihalos, correct?
Yes.
Would you like to describe how your prayer looks?
Claude sits, and it almost looks like he's a monk, in that he sits like pretzel-legged with his hands like clasped at his waist. If not for the fact that he was, in scale mail armor, he could almost look like a monk. But as he's praying, he begins to like glow, And it's very subtle at first, and you almost are able to think that it's the flickering of the flames outside off of the paint of his scale mail, because it's like a really pale green, like almost mint green. But the longer he prays, the more it comes off of him and begins to shift into like hues of purple and blues and even some pinks.
Ooh, shiny.
As he's casting, Papros digs through some more. Ah, yes, a perfect specimen. Oh,
What?
He kind of looks over. Don't bother. Everything is fine. And kind of pockets whatever he just had.
Vex
While
makes
this is
a
going on.
face
Oh, go on.
and just looks
Sorry.
away.
While this is going on, Lyra's gonna look at Vex and he's gonna rummage through his things. Mr. Vex, since you're from underwater, I suppose that fire did a number on your skin. Is it burning too bad?
No, well, it was unpleasant, but I'll be fine.
I mean, if you do need, I can make you probably something here with some herbs to alleviate you from your pain. It wouldn't be much at all. If you want, of course.
All right. If it's not too much trouble, I would actually really like that.
All right. You just see him grabbing a lot of scrolls, ink, pot, everything from his back outside just to find a little pouch on the settle of it. And then he grabs a little pastel, a mortar, some herbs, and he started working on it. Now, what was it? Aloe vera plus this plus that, and probably a bunch of this. Do you need me to roll?
You're making a medicine check?
I'm trying to make something to alleviate Vex from his burns on the skin.
Yeah, make me a medicine check.
Okay.
On that note, how does the air smell? How does it smell?
Make me a perception check.
All right, and I think I have advantage on that.
That's a 17.
Perfect.
Okay.
You take some aloe vera and a few other sprigs of some roots beside you, and you mix it into this paste, and you rub it on Vex, alleviating most of the burns, not making them disappear, but definitely aiding in the pain.
You good, buddy?
Yes, thank you. So I got a 19, Goose.
It smells heavily of sulfur and something else. You take another whiff or two of the air. It appears to be something like obsidian and everything you would get from a volcano. Most of it is spread out over the area, but your keen nose picks it up. It's like a fresh volcano just exploded right here, but left none of the lava.
There's no abundance of burnt flesh smell, is there?
Glossing over most of it, yes. There's quite a bit of that.
Oh, okay. Well,
But most of it is overpowered by that heavy sulfurous smell.
So, can I make a roll? Was this well, since my earlier intelligence kind of failed me, I want to check and see, was this kind of a random attack, or does it look like this was like a very well planned out event.
Make me an investigation check.
Yes, once again. -1. Oh, that's 17.
As you walk out and check things, there's no obvious signs that this was planned or not. But you do walk over to the circle. It was carved quickly, but you can see that there are some symbols in it. Seeming of some sort of magical nature, obviously because they summoned fire. But exactly what, you'll have to make me an Arcana check to make, or to find out for sure. But one thing you do notice is that there are 2 hematite gemstones on either side, the north and south side of this circle. Appears to be chunks of this size or around 10 gold pieces.
2 hematite?
Yeah. Hematite, hematite.
What does that look like?
A hematite is a black stone. Let me pull up the actual description right quick.
Kind of like onyx obsidian?
Close. Boobadoo. A hematite. I believe it has ring on it. I'm gonna look it up right quick. I should have had this on hand, but I didn't. So hematites are a very fragile gemstone, but fortunately they hardly ever scratch, and they're mostly black, almost like onyx. You may recognize them, like in the real world, for being rings. People use them as rings.
Okay.
Which I find odd because they're very brittle, but still, they use them all the time.
Well, so I would pick them up and kind of look at them, shrug, stick them in my satchel. And that was a 9 for that Arcana check.
An Arcana check. Let's see. You don't have much idea of where these could be from or where they're originating from. You've never seen them before, and you hope you'll never see them since. But you have no idea where these could possibly be from.
Well, can I wander back over to the Hungry Knoll and see if there's any survivors there?
Likely. But that's about a 10-minute walk from here.
Oh, okay then.
Do we see him walking?
Yeah, he's just outside.
Yeah, I'm just kind of standing.
So you're in a building off to the left side. You're just in front of the marketplace, and a fallen statue seems to be of some sort of humanoid male wearing a long bearskin robe.
Mr. Goldgren, where are you heading?
At this point, I'm like just finished looking at the arcane scratchings on the ground in the circle. As I kind of like stand up, I'm like, I was just looking at the circle those cultists were drawing that summoned that fireworm thing. When the halfling gets done healing everybody, if we want to go look at the temple, we can, or we can search for survivors here and see if we could help these good folks.
All right, I'm with you. Goose,
Yes.
Can I check around to see if there's any disturbance of souls?
Make me, and I believe that's an Arcana check or religion. You're searching for souls?
Not much souls, but if I can feel any disturbance about it around me.
When you say disturbance, what do you mean?
to see if there's any souls currently moving, being taken out, they're gone, something like that.
Okay. Make me a Arcana check.
Okay. Well, that's a natural 20. Yay!
You look around, your spiritual sense allowing you to see a little bit past the veil. There are spirits moving around behind the veil. The exact quantity and quality of these souls, you can't tell. You can tell that there is one extremely fast-moving one among them. And everywhere it goes, another soul blips out. But where it is, what it is, how it got here, you have no idea.
Can I try to follow it?
As soon as you try, it's gone. You lose its trace.
You just see, I just go outside, run for a moment, look around, run for another side, and then soon it's gone, he just, heck! Then he walks back to the group. Okay, I'm back. That happened.
At around this time, the prayer has completed. And what is the healing for prayer of healing again, Claude?
Prayer of Healing is 2d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. Do I just roll for everybody?
Yes, please, sir.
Okay. 14.
Damn!
Everyone
Nice.
regain 14 hit points.
I'm at full speed!
I'm closer to healthy.
I'm one under my max. So very nice.
Papros comes back over. Bleh. And he kind of looks at you. Golgrim. Well, you certainly are an interested sort. What did you find?
Like, I kind of just look at him and I'm like, well, I was looking at their little wizard scratchings. I can't make heads or heels of it. Other than that, I found two
Hematite.
hematite. I found two hematite spheres that were used in the ritual for whatever purpose.
Would you allow me to see one?
I'll fish one out of my satchel and hand it to him.
He takes it. It's noticeably larger in his hand than yours. Not magical. I wonder why they were involved. And he pulls out like a gemstone with those little spy glasses, or like
Magnifying glass?
that, but on your head. I forget what those are called. I'm
Like
terrible.
what
I'm
gem
sorry.
cutters wear.
Yeah, a gem cutter glasses. And he just starts looking at it. Yes. Certainly not magical, and certainly not worth a whole lot. I could give you... Let's see... 8 crowns for this specimen?
I think I'll hold on to it, not sell it for now. As I pluck it out of his hands.
As you take it, he's like, damn. Alright, well... Come to the Twin Buckets if you ever need to sell it. And Paparos kind of starts looking at the engravings. Nope, no hide or tell of it to me. Looks kind of evil, though.
Can I investigate it?
You can. Make
Take a peek?
me an investigation check or a religion check.
Let me take a look at that real quick. Yeah, that's a religion check, my guy. Oh, that's not a good one. I rolled an 8.
Once again, you and Golgrim stare over it and kind of give each other the look of, I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Can I would have like ink and paper? Yes.
Likely, yes.
I copy it down.
Make me a performance check real quick to see how good you get it. Or unless you have the cartographer skill. Or set. I believe there's another set for that. Maybe artist?
I have a priest's pouch, holy symbol, and a pouch. And it doesn't say anything about cartographer's set or anything.
You have to have proficiency in that. That's a separate thing.
Just make me a quick performance check to see if you can, how well you copy it down.
I'm totally joking. Can I put guidance on myself?
Is Claude struggling with the paper?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I rolled a 4. It's chicken scratch.
The thing on the ground is a circle, and somehow Claude has made it a square.
Larry just looks outside, he tilts his head at Claude, and he goes to the side, and he goes outside. How about you let me try, buddy? And then he takes paper and ink out of his bag.
Yeah, make me a performance check again.
Claude just kind of nods.
With advantage because Claude is aiding. Or has
Okay.
aided.
So, wow, that's a natural 20.
Of course the bard gets the nat 20 on the performance.
I don't think I want to roll again. I'm not wasting another 20, thank you very much.
You managed to copy it down perfectly.
And then he showed it to Claude. Is it good enough?
Claude seems to, like, genuinely smile for, like, the first time. Perfect. Thank you.
You gain a perfect replica of the symbol.
Claude just kind of, like, you're huge compared to him, but he just kind of, like, reaches up for it, like, give, please.
He just kneels down and gives it to him, but while he's kneeled down, he goes a bit close to Claude. You're a cleric and stuff, and you may deal with the dead a bit, but aren't you feeling something weird's going on with the souls around here?
Claude, you have no idea what's happening with the souls around here.
Claude shakes his head. No. A master clergyman might have a better understanding, but my connection is faulty at best, shall we say.
It's alright, it's okay. Thank you. Vax, you coming outside too?
Yes, actually, I was gonna say Vex is like busy looking through the bodies of each of the dead robed figures. See what interesting things he can find.
Make me that swift investigation. To loot. See what you get.
Oh, 18.
Most of them have a simple dagger on them and these blue cloaks. Not much to loot on them. But each of them have a hematite stone on them. You gain 5 more hematite stones. Each worth about somewhere around 10 coins.
Do I know more or less where you could find hematite stones, what they could be used for?
Let's see. Make me a history check.
All right.
Given how much Claude has traveled, like, would he know?
Claude, you have not traveled to a place that has them.
Fair.
Can I try checking them too? Oh, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, due to my blood hunter background, would I be able to use the advantage it gives me? It says.
I would say yes.
Okay.
Yay!
You just get advantage if you're searching with your sniffer.
Oh, that's for perception.
Ah, okay.
Something smells fishy, and it's not me.
Yeah.
Put that in the chat.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
The best lines come from the bard.
As it
What
should be.
expect? It's my job.
Oh, a 17. Okay.
17. You know that most hematite stones let's see. They're typically found near standing water or mineral hot springs. Typically some place that has a high temperature and water.
Oh. Okay.
So where these could be from, you're not certain. Somewhere near the volcanic reaches, you would believe. Perhaps in the mountains, where select hot springs are. Golgrim, you found a few in Harmrim, but never a hematite stone.
Mr. Vex, did you find anything?
Hematite. It's interesting. I get a smell of sulfur, like a volcano eruption, but without, the actual eruption. And these are found usually near places like that.
Huh. I wonder if that's like, I don't know, if they're cultists and all of them have one, shouldn't that lead to like this being some kind of connection to whatever god they pray to or something? Might they all have one?
Maybe.
In any case, everyone, should we still stay here and go through the bodies, which I'm totally not comfortable with, or should we head to that, monastery thingy that was probably still burning or burned down at this rate?
At around this point, you hear the cracking sound of a roof support cracking in from the direction of the monastery.
Claude's gonna just start, like, moving in that direction.
Follow through.
So I'll
Alright.
go as well.
Same here. I'll just fall in line behind them. And just...
Alright.
Come on, boy.
So as everyone falls in, you walk across the this long rope bridge that leads over towards the monastery. And coming out from the inside, before we do that, on the monastery itself, it's a very large building with different sections to it. What you can see right now is the opening area, most of it covered in this straw-like material on the top that has totally burned off. The inside is a raging fire. Outside you see 3 temple guards massacred. Each of them have a big hammer mark on the side of their face, stamping in the symbol of what looks to be a lion coming out straight at you, claws facing you, with a mane like fire. And each of them are stamped in the face with this symbol, but the damage is like you've been hit by a hammer. The jaw's cracked, the eye sockets shattered. Very gruesome stuff.
Was this recent?
Very recent. Within the same combat that you were involved with. And then suddenly the roof support that just cracked in gets lifted, and out comes a very similar thing. You remember you fought a fire snake before. This yellow-skinned beast with this red overhanging scales on top. They kind of flail and go wildly around it. It slithers out and looks at you and slithers menacingly. But behind it, the one that was holding the roof support, comes a dwarven figure with fiery hair made of fire, with body like bronze, wearing no clothing except for what looks to be a welded-on skirt around his hips. In his hand, he has a hammer. In his right hand, he holds a hammer, and you can see it as he kind of raises it up. It has the same marking as the one you saw on the monk's face. And in his left hand, he has a shield with no markings on it. As he walks out, and he yells, "Damn it! I didn't have it! Where could it be in this accursed town? You!" And he points over to the party. "Where is it? Where's the summoning circle?"
How far is he from us?
From you, he's about 15 feet, give or take.
Oh boy. You know what? I'm gonna do it because why not? We're just gonna look at this guy and give a nervous smile. Probably somewhere really far away, and I think your little legs won't take you there that fast, sir. Make me a wisdom save.
Ah, that's 6.
It's just not face. 1d6 of psychic damage, and that's 3.
What was the god of the temple known for? Protection,
Renki,
right?
god of protection, yes.
So, after
Just a sec.
after Lirio does his thing,
How much damage was it?
3 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
What did you want to say, Claude?
As the scene has unfolded, Claude has just bristled, and loud enough for the guy to hear, but mostly he's saying this for himself. It doesn't matter. All you'll find in this town is your grave. They were protectors. They were kind. They were better
Kindness
people than
doesn't
you
win
ever could have
wars,
been.
boy. And he kind of shakes off the mockery. Doesn't matter what they were. What they are now are corpses.
And you'll follow soon.
We'll see about that, boy. Roll initiative.
Yay!
And
Oh,
while
fun.
we do that, I would like to thank the one who does our music, Arcane Anthem. If you like what they do, please check them out. They are lovely people that allow us to use their music for our stream.
So I rolled a 21.
I got a 20.
21.
I get 8.
I got a 15.
All right. Do. Okay. Did anyone have higher than a 20?
21.
21. Just double checking.
Oof.
21. Claude. All right. 15 to 19.
I got a 20.
20, nice.
I had a 15.
Let's see. Forgot your name for a second.
Tooth man.
All right. And what was Vex's?
8.
So as battle begins, this fiery dwarf climbs onto the back of this snake. For you! For the Black Hammer! And for the Blazing Queen! Claude, you are up first. Hey, the stream's actually working. I can watch it. Hey! What's this? What's this black magic?
Claude is going to take out his crossbow and take a shot.
All right. Make me that attack roll. Are you shooting at the snake or the
At the
fiery
dwarf, because
Okay.
he made it to Claude thingies. That's a big old 12.
The crossbow bolt hits the side of his armor and just skids off.
Somehow I knew that was gonna happen. And that
Sounds
is
so
all I
sad.
can do.
Okay. So that brings up Lirio. What would you like to do?
Hey. Looking at the situation, Leo's gonna give a sigh and grab another of his pearls and just like, please work, please work, please work. And Tales from Beyond. Let's see what I get. And that's a 12. It's unknown again. All right. Leo looks at this thing again. He frowns. And his eyes again turn to magenta. Não tente entender isso, meu camarada, ou sua mente ficará toda embaralhada. Make me a wisdom save, please.
So I see a theme here. That is 19 this time around.
It fails again. Okay, he passes. You see Leo's eyes going back to normal as he looks at the pearl, looks at the guy. Why do I keep getting you? He puts it back. Fine then. Let's try something else then. And he grabs his lyre and starts playing shrieking tone. Wisdom save, please, again.
15.
15? He's passing everything! Joy! Okay, so how's it the building we're like? Is there walls or is everything just flat?
You're not in a building. You're outside the monastery.
I want to move 15 feet to the side.
Let's see, 15 feet. Which way, left or right?
Left.
You'll get to the ocean that way, or the river. You'll be just beside Vex. Actually.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. All right. After. Oh God, no! I'm turning into Leah already. So after Lirio comes the fiery dwarf, and he kind of he grabs the reins on his fiery snake, puts his hammer forward. Let's end them quickly. And he will charge first at Claude's the closest. He's going to go towards Claude. He's going to get all the way up to Claude. Claude, does a Does a 15 hit your AC?
It does not.
Okay. So he brings the hammer down. With the snake bringing the momentum with it, it kind of cracks the earth beside you, leaving in that brand in the earth. You feel like if you got hit by that, it would have burned like hell. But the snake is going to make an attack now. Let's see. Does a good 13 at your AC.
That's a big ol' nope.
So as the hammer gets brought down, the snake turns and brings its tail and it just whiffs over your head before it's facing you straight up again. And that is the end of its turn. And up next is Golgrim.
Okay. I will move
Enemies
up to it.
10 feet to your right.
Now the dwarf is riding the snake, correct?
Yes.
I will pull out my battle axe and try to whap it.
Whap it. One thing you do notice about this snake is it is substantially larger than the one you saw before.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh no.
Well, that causes an opportunity attack. I'm joking. Nat 1, your axe sinks into the soil, dealing no damage.
As I just kind of growl in frustration at my clockwork hand messing me up so much.
Still messing you up. It needs some oil, some WD-40.
Or the blood of my enemies.
If you'll ever hit them.
What's
Vex,
the difference?
That'll make it more sticky.
WD foe. Vex, it is your turn next.
Technically, we have not taken a short rest, have we?
You took about 15 minutes.
Would you count it as a short rest?
Not quite. Not
Okay, perfect. That means my Crimson Bright is still active.
Huzzah!
If I can avoid hurting myself for this, right, I am going to take it.
Here we go. Let's see if you're right. It's worth it.
So I'm gonna move up closer and stab the dwarf if I can reach him.
Yes, you can.
Perfect. $14?
14? That is going to miss.
Well,
So you're hitting him with the trident, right?
yep.
You kind of thrust forward and you get him just under the armpit, but your blade just doesn't dig in, finds no purchase in his flesh.
Well, darn.
Oh, this was an
Okay.
eventful round.
Yep, that's all I can do.
No one hits anyone.
Yep.
Claude, you're up next. Welcome to D&D Combat.
Hi. So since the dwarf is riding the snake, is he technically within 5 feet of me?
Yes,
Okay, neat.
they're
So-
both within your melee range.
Claude is going to bring his hands together and then spread his arms wide and say, "Bathe in the light." And as he does, he's going to cast Word of Radiance on the snake and the dwarf.
All right, that means I have to make a wisdom save, right?
Con saves, both of them.
Con save. Natural 20
have-
for the fire snake,
I'll flip.
and 13 for the fire dwarf.
The DC is a 13.
Aggressor wins,
Yep.
so you go through.
So dwarf is going to take 1d6 radiant damage. That's a 4.
Okay. All right. So as you chant your mantra, You see a bright light erupt from the Azer's eyes. He's like, "Ah! Damn you, cleric!" Up next is Lirio.
Yay! So let me see. What do I do? Now that the door taking damage, that means it's good. So, wisdom save, please.
It's a natural one.
Ooh, nice!
On which one? The Azer or the Fire Snake?
Am I using at the dwarf?
Okay.
You just see Lirio just look at this thing and he's already pissed. He just starts swirling the 4 pearls in his lyre and then he starts playing it louder. As 2 of them come out and start making ringing noises. I used Told the Dead Boy.
Told the Dead.
And he takes 11 damage! Hear my noise, boy! I'm angry at you! And that's necrotic.
Fine. You want to play dirty? We'll play dirty. Do you have another action to do with this turn, Lirio?
Let me see. How far is he from me?
5, 10, 15 diagonal. And if you wanted to move to him, it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, about 30, your full movement.
No, I don't want to go close to him. Can I
He
move
does
diagonally?
have half cover due to Golgrim being so close.
Can I go diagonally up to my left to stay a bit closer to the river?
So you want to go 10 feet to your left?
Yeah, diagonally. So
Okay.
left and up. Bit more if I have movement for that.
Yeah, you should.
There it is.
You're standing just on the bank, your foot's sunken in the mud.
Okay, Lyra just looks at this thing and then he just gives him a frown. Try me, dwarf. And that's my turn.
Fine. He will... He's going to charge through Golgrim and Vex. All 3 of you will make an opportunity attack.
Hey.
Mm.
Come
Oh,
on.
wait,
do
I'm not
like
rolling
that.
physical dice.
Come on, robot hand. Don't fail me now.
Would I make that with my crossbow since that's what I was using?
Well, shit.
Yes, but that'd be a disadvantage.
Ugh.
I got a 23.
23 to hit. Which
Yes.
one are you hitting? The snake or the fire dwarf?
I was trying to hit the dwarf, so I'm gonna just knock the dwarf.
Okay.
The dice have chosen violence today, Goose. I got a nat 1 and then a 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, Claude's bolt.
Rex.
Your crossbow
Wait.
just, as you go to fire it, it just jams.
And I also got 14 damage on the dwarf.
So I rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
so I
God.
didn't hit anything.
So
That's
2
almost
of
20 to
you,
1.
as you go to stab again, you grab at the part where it touched the Azer, and it's just so hot your hand just can't hold it and you miss. But Golgrim does some pretty substantial damage as his axe just cuts across the bronze side of this thing. Fine. My mission must be completed. And it will charge towards Lirio. And it has the charger feat.
Ugh.
So moves 10 feet in a straight line. So it gets
Doesn't hit- Is there a possibility of him falling to the water?
probably.
Then please do.
Does a 18 hits your AC, Lirio.
Of course.
That hits
Bring
my
me that
AC,
damage.
my guy.
All right, then he will choose to push you into the water. And then okay, so roll for the damage on this guy. That's a D10. That's wrong.
This is shallow water still, right?
You hope.
I'm tall. I'm tall.
Brr.
Lirio, you take. You take 11 damage and are forced 10 feet back into the water.
Ow!
4 of it being fire damage.
Ow!
Let's see. He
You
only
get to see
moved.
this slug of a man just fall into the water.
As he does, he grabs something and says, "Don't think this is the end of it." And he rips up a parchment, and suddenly he and his mount are engulfed in fire. And then suddenly he disappears.
Coward! Heck you!
Rude.
He just comes out of the water and sits up for a moment.
They usually run when they sense their imminent death.
Well, I felt my almost imminent death, thank you very much. And then he dries his clothes a bit. So, is everyone aside from me okay?
I believe so.
Good. Now, how about we try to figure out what the heck this guy was doing here? I don't know. I just want to, probably don't deal with fire anymore today. I don't think I want to be turned to a pile of ashes and probably join my brethren. Thank you very much. Can we?
Why not? We're here.
Yep.
You notice almost as soon as that fiery dwarf leaves, all the fire in the area recedes.
Well, this is ominous. So, I think that guy must have done something up to dealing with this fire. I mean, he had a fire motive, he had a hammer, he had a fire snake, so probably he might be also involved with the whole rain of fire, right?
Help me! Please!
Oh.
You hear from inside of the monastery.
I will run into the monastery to go help.
You have a couple choices. You see that there's a window that you could crash through, or you could try to lift this heavy roof board off in front of the entrance. Whether you're
off.
Let's help.
Yeah, I'm going through the window for a faster route.
Oh,
those of you who are lifting it up, make me a athletics check. And who all is doing that?
Me.
I'm Goose. Does my powerful build help Stan in any way? It doesn't get proficiency in athletics, but it
Yes.
just Oh,
It would help you move this object.
I got an 18.
I am not tall, but I am beefy. I'm helping as best as my little legs will let me. Okay.
But how does my powerful build help me in this case, buddy?
It lets you move one size larger than what you are.
What I would strain the lift, you can lift pretty easily.
Well, that's a 9 in athletics, so yeah.
I got a 14.
Eh.
So with all of your combined might, Claude, you managed to get it a couple 3 feet off the ground before it gets too far out of your reach. As Golgrim and Lirio push it out of the way. Just in time for you to see Vex Make me an acrobatics check, Vex.
All right. And because I'm wearing heavy armor without proficiency, I have to do it at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
12.
not bad.
Vex, as you jump through the window, you crash through just as your party members move this log out of the way. As your feet finds purchase, you feel that you're stepping on a weakened log, and suddenly it shatters out from beneath you, and you will take 10 points of fall damage.
Oh my god!
As I rolled a 10 on a d10.
Ugh.
Oh, I am not in my hybrid form. That doesn't get halved. Oh well. That's fine.
Do we hear the
So-
crashing?
You see Vex as the floorboards give underneath him, and he just falls through the ground.
It's just like we
you
put
even hear the wet slap of flesh hitting a stone floor. You feel like he probably landed on either his elbow or his forehead, and you're not certain which one would be better.
Oh,
Or if he
Regardless,
was really
you guys hear
unlucky,
like a
both.
regardless, you guys hear like a cut off curse as he falls.
Shut.
Yep.
are you still alive?
Yes. I'll be there a moment. I'll look around. Is there anything or anyone down here?
As you look around, you notice that there are about 10 humanoids in here. All of them being long since deceased, with that similar mark of that hammer on their face.
Oh. So it must smell real bad.
If it wasn't for the mostly burned temple and the charred wood smell disguising most of it, it would be pretty bad.
Well,
All of them have that same sear on their face. Mostly on the left side, you notice.
hmm.
Fortunately, you do manage to find the exit to this place fairly quickly, as it looks like that fiery dwarf had smashed down the door to get here, was not happy with what he found, and killed everyone here.
So, what are we seeing from our end?
From your end, you're just in the opening. This building kind of leads back into what would be a courtyard, and that courtyard connects to an underground basement, which is where Vex has fallen. You see a cart that looks like it was used to tug some sort of liquid in jugs, but the liquid has been poured out and broken. And underneath the cart is an old gentleman, seems to be wearing monkish robes.
I want to go over to him.
Thank you, child. Please, get this accursed cart off me. He seems to be a humanoid male. No hair on top of his head, but a thick beard. He wears a yellow robe with brown accents. The sure sign of a robe of Renki.
Ooh. So, did they say something about taking a curse off him? Did I hear it right?
The cursed cart.
Oh. Okay. Gobrin, buddy. Mind helping me here?
Yeah, I'm here. You know, I help move the cart.
This one's with both of you. It's super easy to do. Golgrim, you notice that as you go to lift it, all your mechanical hands, your fingers just won't close onto it. So you're kind of forced to put it in your palm and push it open before suddenly your hand goes back to working as it should.
As I just kind of look at it and I like slap the side of my hand on the cart, trying to like knock it back into working.
As you do, you notice that a small cog falls out, and you're hoping that one wasn't important.
So, I'll pick it up though. I'll pick it up and quickly stick it in my pocket and just go,
But with the... What were you saying, Claude?
As they're like freeing the monk, Claude is gonna make his way over to him and like offer his hand to help him up.
He takes it. Thank you, dear girl. Thank you.
Like as he's helping him, he just like lets go of the dude's hand.
Oh!
I'm sorry. Come again?
Oh, sorry. Yes, my eyes, bit messed up by the smoke. I did not mean to offend.
And he offers his hand back. My apologies as well.
Kind of puts a hand on your shoulder this time and kind of uses you as a step stool to get back up. Well, looks like the town owes you a great debt. Thank you for all you've done. Were you the ones to chase out that blasted Azer and his pet?
Claude's lips kind of curl back into a snarl. If that's what you want to call him, sure.
We chased him out and gave him a bloody beating. We did.
I just cursed at him. Seemed to work, I think.
Fantastic. Hopefully he'll think twice before attacking innocent villages on the river.
Buddy? Are you the only one that's left in this temple?
I don't know. I haven't the chance to look around being trapped underneath a carriage.
What was inside that thing?
Perfume. We sell it to the women of the town and the various towns nearby. It's quite popular.
Oh.
Brings in good money for the temple, so we can continue to protect the village here. But we were powerless against that Azer. He chopped through our people like it was butter.
I think he bashed you more than anything. He had a hammer. He didn't have an axe.
Fine.
I say that very like not trying to be mean. It's just like he had a hammer, not an axe.
Well, if you're not doing anything, as of this moment, would you help me search through?
Of course, but first, do I know where Vex fell? Like, is that a hole?
Yeah, Vex definitely fell through a hole. Fortunately, about this time, Vex has found the exit and is coming up a few feet to y'all's right.
I haven't found any survivors, have I?
None down there at least.
Okay.
Vex, you good?
Yes. I looked around downstairs. No one's alive.
Oh.
For real? Oh no.
Unfortunately.
The town was under attack, we had the women and the people who can't fight down there.
Oh.
The truly innocent.
At that's when like you see Golgren's face goes like he scowls and it looks actually angry. So he killed the innocent. He killed the non-combatants.
Seems like it's so. I don't even know why he was here. He kept saying something about a circle, something to summon.
He was looking for a summoning circle.
Yes.
Tell me, priest, did you catch his name?
He said his name was Lou. He kept yelling. He must be worthy of the Black Hammer. And something about of the Blazing Queen. Whoever that is.
Ooh. Hmm.
What struck me as odd is he was riding a fire snake. I don't know what you know of them, but they're prideful. They believe they're rulers. The fact that he rode one means they are under something more powerful.
We killed a fire snake down in the town.
Slowly raise his hand.
Fire snakes are what we call salamander young. Salamanders being fiery elementals from the fire plane. They don't come here often unless by a wizard's behest. Some wizard must have called them here, a powerful one.
Is hematite used in a ritual like that?
Maybe. I know of them, but what they do, I don't know.
Well, tell me, priest, have you heard of the name? And I can't remember the goddess's name. They said.
Does anyone remember?
Was it Siren something?
Cyra.
Tira?
Sierra. Yeah.
No, I don't know that name. It's unfamiliar to me. Most of my knowledge comes from my travels earlier in my life, before I found Renki.
Would you happen to know about anyone who might know more about this stuff? Maybe about the fire element or something that might help us?
It'd have to be someone of great power. Someone who can contact other planes and even call them here. There's a witch in the woods. She doesn't come to town often. Let's see, what was her name? She called herself the Elder Blossom Witch. Her real name I don't know. She's been mostly harmless. She likes to get the perfumes from our temple. You could talk with her, perhaps she would know more.
Have to go
would
hunt
you
down a witch.
Would you happen to have any spare perfume on you? Or was everything destroyed?
Well, this was to go out to Kos tomorrow, as soon as we got a ready horse. But, yeah, we should have some more, yes. It would be in the basement when we, after the funerals.
Oh. Well, how do you deal with your dead?
Renki, merciful God that he is, we bury them in stone. Every one of us, a priest, has our own graveyard of sorts, a small plot in the back.
I see.
Keeps us from the worms and creatures of the dark.
As he's saying all that stuff, Lyra's just writing it down and nodding. Okay. And he puts on his bag. I see.
Claude is going to approach the priest and, like, clear his throat. I do not share your faith, but I am a man of faith. I would be more than happy to assist you in burying your dead and avenging their lives.
Your help is very kind, sir. I never caught your name.
He offers him his hand, this time in a handshake instead of to try and help him up. Claude Case.
A pleasure to meet you, Claude. They call me Martin. Martin Willow.
Willow?
Yeah, I'll put it in chat.
What time of the day it is at this point?
It's getting close to about midday or almost noon.
Huh.
Thank you.
So, do you happen to know about probably any other place that would need assistance right now? Like, probably another minor monastery or somewhere else that you think might be really damaged?
I don't even know where to begin now. I'm sorry.
It's
We
fine.
must rebuild here.
Claude kind
well,
of twiddles.
sorry.
Claude kind of twiddles his thumbs, and this Elder Blossom Witch, does she reside near the Temple of, I believe, Harris? Was in the forest? No?
Yes, there is one out there. I've never visited myself. No, the witch, she lives almost in the mountains. You'll follow the river north, following it all the way, almost until you get to Hamrim, and then taking a sharp left at the road. She sits where the underground river runs through Hamrim, a few hundred feet above that on a hill. You'll definitely find it. Look for anything that smells vaguely of berries or moss. And if you happen to, while you're crossing the river, there are these stones, perfect for a stepping path. Grab some moonflow from it. It comes from the Overlands, but it collects on the stones here. It loses most of its glow by the time it reaches here, and it's just a very powerful moss. The witch likes to use it, but hardly gets out of her house.
Have
The
I?
information- The information that she would give you, that should be more than enough to pay her for.
Have I heard of this witch before? Growing up in the since I grew up in the harm room.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
It's just a little bit outside of your range of influence. You might have
Mr.
passed a
Mon-
couple times, but
Not enough. I didn't pay any attention to it.
Is it Moonflow?
Yes.
Moss?
Mr. Martin, may I take some of your perfume if you still have some left? Maybe it would also be useful to give it to the witch, probably.
You've done more than earn it. If we have any left, it is yours.
Thank you.
And around this time, you notice that most of the survivors have congregated around you in their conversation with Martin. From the entryway, you notice a very thin man, a bit too thin, you do believe. Only then do you notice his almost pointy ears. He's a half-elf. Real wiry, thin frame. He has shaggy dark hair, and he's wearing a decent suit. Nothing that is opulent, but definitely shows he has some sort of wealth. And as he walks in, you notice most of the monks kind of give him a look of respect. And he comes up and he would come up to Vex. Well, you certainly made your entrance. Thank you so much. My name, is Edward Yarborough. I'm the mayor of this town. And it seems we have much to repay you for. Your heroes of Farebury. Thank you so much.
Blink.
He'll look over him, and I guess, and the rest of the people that are behind him, and then back to his party. Well, to the party, just be like, "You're welcome from all of us. We did what we could."
Well, you have certainly done your fair share, and you're welcome in Farebury anytime you need. I'm sure the innkeeper at the Hungry Knoll, should it still stand, will give you free room for a few nights. And one of the private rooms, not just the commoner section. I'll make sure of it.
Thank you.
Oh, please, thank you. This town may have burned if not for you all. Times like these, I'm thankful for adventurers wandering through our town. And with that, we are going to take a quick break. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be right back after these messages. Bye! Hello everybody, and welcome back from break. Where we last left off, the party was talking with a few priests in the Temple of Ren to see what they're going to do ahead. We're exactly where we left off. The mayor had just come in and was congratulating them on their victory, promising them rooms in the Hungry Knoll Inn. All right, everyone, what do you like to do?
So, are we still at the temple?
Yeah, still.
I want to go and look for the perfume.
As you head downstairs to the basement, you definitely see what Vex had described, and it's difficult for you to hold in your disgust, as now as most of the smoke has filtered out, you get a very good scent of burning flesh. It hits your nose and you scrunch up. It's not a pleasant sight. Or scent, for that matter. Make me an investigation check to see if you can't find some perfume.
Okay, so that's investigation. All right. Roll the dicey dice. That's a 7.
You search high and low, but none of these vials are labeled. You go through one. No, that's frog guts. No, that's lilac. Still not what I'm looking for. But even though you get like 10 vials, you don't find what you're looking for.
I'm gonna keep them, and then gonna head upstairs, and then I didn't find it, and I don't think even my nose works after all that thing. Ow. Are we heading out now?
Well,
The priest
if it's
speaks up. Well, I believe your friend Claude and I have arrangements to take care of. Funeral arrangements, that is. But I don't know what's left. Sorry, I'm still shook. I don't know what stands left in the town, but I'm certain everyone will be happy to hear we have heroes like you parading our streets.
Sir, if you don't mind, may I also join you at the funerals? I want to help as much as I can.
Well, we definitely have a lot of preparation to do. But yes.
Mr. Gogrin, Mr. Vex, Are you two guys going to stay in town for a while, or do you already plan to leave?
Like Golgrim I kind of scratch my chest. I'm like, I kind of look at my mechanical hand. I'm like, I think I'm going to be here for a little bit. If hopefully the man who put my hand on is still alive and not burned to a crisp, because I need to have some choice words with him.
I might be able to do something about that later, of course.
Bex?
I'm planning on staying a while. The town. Maybe I can help around a bit.
Nice. Then I hope to catch you guys later. You certainly are an interesting bunch, and I do have questions. I hope you guys answer me. And don't worry, I won't be as prickly as the adventure friend before.
All right.
Yeah, just look for me around town.
As you guys have been talking, Claude's produced his holy symbol and fetched out like his religious texts, and he's kind of going over what he needs to do to help.
As everyone kind of congregates, Martin goes, "Well, then let us begin the rites. Gather everyone. All the dead, of course. We will prepare them a gravesite. Claude and Lirio, you spend most of the rest of the day gathering stones in which they will build these tombs in. It's simple. It's just a bed of mud, stone, and sand with a wooden top, and then stones are placed around them before being sealed off by a big slab. At the final tally, there are 23 dead. And definitely a lot of work has to go into getting them properly buried. As night falls, you return back to the Hungry Knoll, and in the morning you come back to the temple to finish up your work. Your rest in the Hungry Knoll this time was much more relaxing. You had your own bed in your own room without anyone fussing over you or moving in the middle of the night to grab this or that. And as night fell, you felt the temperature drop and the gentle taps of rain on the roof above you. As rest comes and you move to the temple the next morning, you feel there is a heavy mist hanging in the air. Not something that you can see, but definitely something tangible. Not real mist, but the mood of the town seems to be somber as they lay their friends, family, loved ones to rest. As morning comes and the people begin to mourn over the fallen, most of you are here. Claude and Lirio had to be here. Vex, Golgrim, would you have come?
Yes.
Most likely, yes.
As everyone arrives, most of the townsfolk are here. You see Paparos sitting on a small stool. The greedy gnome, or the greedy halfling rather, in a somber state. See Peter Gale, the humanoid or the human male who runs his own little blacksmith shop, is here as well. He's alive. And as the rest of the town filters in, Martin, which you can see now, his robes have been changed. And since the past few days, he has been promoted to high priest. He raises his hands. Friends, family, countrymen, we come to mourn a great loss. Our people, beset by foes of unknown origin, were murdered without cause. Renki and myself were powerless to stop them. But Renki is not only our sword or shield, he is with us. He moves with us. Our actions are his own. When we are powerless, he is powerless. So we must turn to him for strength in this time of great suffering. May Renke give us the strength to move past this tragedy and move forward to life everlasting in his holy protection. Most of the town folks give a small clap. And now, we will bid farewells. Take your final looks, people. The dead will now be sealed in Renke's eternal embrace. The townsfolk get up and move to the various caskets. They look inside at their loved ones. Some begin crying, some move without too much facial expression. Paparos moves past them, but there is a noticeable hint of, I can't see what is in this hole. So most of Claude and Paparos have a very difficult time seeing who exactly are in these caskets. They are built just above your head. But as everyone kind of passes through, Martin comes back. It is difficult to say goodbye. But thanks to our valiant heroes, Claude Case, Goldgrim Bloodtooth, Lirio DeLuto, and Vex, we may be thankful that we did not lose more. That he gave protection through our grave heroes. Thank you for all that you've done. May Renke preserve you. May Renke preserve us all. Everyone kind of clasps their hands and goes into a moment of silence as the stone slabs are pushed over the tombstones. And the final nail in the coffin to say is done. After the ceremony, most of the villagers come up and clasp one of you on the shoulders and say, "Thank you for all you've done." They seem very appreciative and thankful for all that you've done to save them. Even you, Claude, noticeably no one's looking over you anymore. They seem to regard you as a brave hero. Although you've received far too many gifts of cheese.
What's that supposed to mean?
Writes down. Mr. Case, is it a tradition to give halflings cheese?
Absolutely not.
Oh. Okay. He rips a whole page out of his book and then throws it out.
You notice, Claude, that there is not just one type of cheese. There's cheddar, provolone, spiced cheese, preserved dried cheese. All kinds of cheeses have been put in your hands over the course of a few moments.
Cue him just like slow blinking, like, what is this? Is this a joke?
All the people that hand it to you seem to be of. They seem like they are doing it out of kindness, and it's a thank you gift. You notice that no one else is being given cheese but you.
Cheesy cheese. Hey Claude, I got that new skillet from Peter back then. Do you want me to what? Make some cheese omelets with that for you?
We'd need eggs.
I mean, probably you can buy. I do not want that oatmeal again.
Yeah, that was. It was a meal. Not a good one, but it was a meal.
Yeah. Question. How long have you been traveling?
Claude?
Me?
Yep.
A while. Year or so.
Huh. What about you, Vax? Gogren?
Years.
Been. Oh, I'll let you go first, Vex.
Oh, okay. Just many years.
Oh.
Getting to know the land.
I've been
And you, Gogren?
about 9 odd years. I've been traveling around.
9. Huh. And then you see Lirio starts taking some notes and then counting on his fingers. I think I started traveling when I was 13 years old, give or take. And currently, if I recall correctly, I might be 36. I know I'm adult, but yeah, probably 36. So a lot of time traveling. After 10 years or two, I start learning that you can't live on rations for too long without getting bored.
Rations are not exactly the tastiest thing to eat.
Papross kind of perks up and kind of, did someone say rations? Do you need some? I have some.
Hey, dude, would you like to buy some cheese? There's plenty. Points to Claude.
Oh, no. That's very sacred.
Ow. And then he lifts his eyebrow and looked at him.
Well, you see, halflings, there's a myth that happens sometimes, that halflings are just humans that don't have enough meat on their bones. And cheese is to help them grow.
Writes that down. Looks at Claude, looks at him. He writes that down. Claude, is this the first time this happened to you?
Yes. Until now, the people I've come across have either known better or not been kind enough to give me anything at all.
Gogren, did you get your arm fixed?
Would I have had time to?
Not
Like-
yet. No.
Not yet.
Claude like reaches his hand up towards yours and just kind of like motions like, gimme.
Like,
May I see it?
I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were an artificer. Here, take a look. And I basically hold my hand out to you.
So I'd like to cast Mending on it. I don't know what it's gonna do, but Claude likes his big beefy buddy and wants to see what he can do to help.
As you cast Mending on it, most of the dings and scrapes on it occurred in the last few combats have disappeared, but there's still an odd clicking sound on the inside of it that every once in a while his hand gets stuck.
See, that's the issue. It gets stuck.
So, should we find the guy you were looking for to fix your arm then?
I would like to, yes. Before we leave to go talk to the witch, I would very much like to do that.
Oh,
Oh, so you
are
are
we all-
going?
Oh.
Paparov spoke up.
I'm like, well, I could travel with them on the way there. It's back up. It's back on the way to the mountains.
Who told you about us going anyway?
Oh, it's been the talk of the town. Our hero's
Huh.
going to solve our grave troubles.
Wait, you called me, and Gogren like slaps his chest. You called me a hero.
After what you've done, yes. You've
Can you
saved
call me
many
a hero
lives.
again, please? I don't get that very much.
No. Now you've made it weird.
God. like my self-esteem is plummeted now. Like, oh.
Lirio pokes Gogren, and then he pulls his lyre. I probably might have in a couple of minutes at least 1 or 2 verses for you, buddy. Because if we're heroes, then I think we're worthy of a song, and lo and behold, here's your bard.
Yeah.
He gives you a link.
I'm like, it's good to, 9 years of being scorned, and it's nice to have some positive reinforcement now and then.
Well, you've certainly earned it. Well, if you do decide to go, do stop by the Twin Buckets. We have everything we
Yes,
need.
yes, you have rations and everything we need.
Well, you haven't stopped by yet, so I'm going to keep promoting myself.
So, Golgrim will turn. So, if you guys want to head to see the witch, I can take you up the river. I've pretty much come and gone down a bunch of times.
Much like you have your hand to tend to, I have something I need to do before I leave.
Fair
Sorry,
enough.
everyone. Rhythm has chosen violin.
As usual.
Welcome to Rhythm 101.
Welcome to the bane of my ears.
Well, it's either rhythm or it's discord. One of the two.
Or the dice.
Or the,
Oh, yeah.
or the dice
Or
always
me.
choose
How about us then?
All right, but sorry about that, everyone. Where did you need to go, Claude?
He still wants to visit the temple in the forest, or the little shrine.
So the temple, that one.
Of Harris.
Yes, Harris's temple is a little ways outside of town. It would take you about half a day's journey.
better start walking my little leggies.
Oh. Goose, do I have any idea of what general direction I have to go at this point?
Still, you're not entirely certain. You just kind of go with the wind until you catch a whiff of something.
Sus.
So, you're already leaving then, Claude?
I'll be back. I'm not going far. I just... You remember how I said my connection was faulty?
Yes.
I want to find how to make it better. How to find a direct line.
Oh.
So that I can be a master clergyman. I can be a priest.
So that's what you desire, huh?
Mm-hmm. There's a smaller temple in the forest, about a half-day's journey from the town. I'm just going to go and pray, reflect, see if anything changes, I suppose. I don't know what I'm expecting, really.
Well, maybe you might find something. I mean, a lot happened, and sure, everything seems a bit disturbed, but I do wish you luck. And we might still be in town when you're back, so that's good as well. I wish to talk to you more. He gives a smile.
Thank you. I sure hope that you're all here. You're the kindest group that I've met. Well, one of them in a long while.
Before you go, can I have some of that cheese, please, to add to my rations?
Claude passes over some of the cheeses that, like, he knows he's not going to like, but if Lyria knows anything about cheeses, he would notice that Claude's just going to hoard, like, all of the smoked ones.
He just tucks it all down.
But
Okay.
you know,
The knowledge
cheese
of
is good and all.
Wisconsin.
But have you ever, cheese is good for rations, but I think I'm in the mood for something much more substantial.
I mean, I think I'm going to grab some spices on the market or something. Maybe we can, I don't know, grab some fish, or maybe I can cook us something if we don't get it at the inn.
Well, our fisher, unfortunately passed away, but there is someone selling his stock. Whatever's left of it.
Well, that's nice. Thank you. Anyway, Vex, Gogrim, what you guys gonna do now?
Actually, before you go, Claude, is there a chance I may have a copy of that, drawing Lero did for you?
Do you want me to make another?
If you could.
Performance check.
Can you give me that paper back, please, Claude, so I can copy it, please?
Claude just kind of nods and passes the paper.
Okay. Do I get help?
Nope.
Oh boy. Well, that's a 23. Nice.
You get a pretty decent copy. Not quite as amazing as your 25, but still very close.
Ta-da!
I may know someone who can potentially help figure this out.
Oh. Who? If you would so kindly tell.
Just somebody. In fact, I have to let them know I will not be joining them anytime soon.
Oh.
You know, if you guys are ever looking for work, I've got a connection I can get, introduce you to.
Oh Lord, I have a job and boy, it will take me forever, but I thank you for that. Speaking of which, I was supposed to meet a couple of them, but I think I might have lost their trail again because they overestimate my capability of remembering where actually the hell it is. But alas. So do you guys want to meet later on at the inn?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Golgrim, I may end up taking you up on that offer at some point.
Just a big smile spreads across my face. Ha! Boren will maybe give me a promotion for introducing you.
A well-deserved one. You are a very good warrior, in my opinion.
So are you. But
Aww.
I shall meet you all in a small bit. I'm going to go find the man who put my arm on me and get him to fix it.
Okay.
Golgrim, as you wander through the town, you do find it. Mary's Mechanics.
Okay. We'll walk inside.
On the outside of it, sorry, I was scrolling to the page. You notice that there is a thick scent of smoke off the side of it, and you're not certain if it's from the machines on the inside or the damage it withstood the other day. Fortunately, this place had a metal roof, so it didn't really take much damage from the fire. You do notice that there is a burnt hay bale on the outside that is completely gone, save the few strands that failed to burn. Outside of that, there is a Metev wheel leaning up against the wall, and what looks like a broken down Metev just on the outside. Metev stands for Magically Engineered Transport Vehicle, for those of you who don't know. And they are basically like cars or airplanes. Beneath it, you see what looks like a human woman. She's underneath it, and you hear her shout, "And if I could get one more spurt of oil in my eye, fuck oil!"
I just let out a deep laugh, like, "Hey, Mary, how are you doing? I'm so glad you didn't get burned to a crisp."
She jumps up and points a socket wrench outward, completely to your right, as she's holding one eye that's been covered in oil. She pointed at you. "Well, talk about burns. What are you doing back?"
Like, "I'm here because you've done messed up my arm."
"I didn't mess up nothing."
Like, I'm like, and I hold up the hand and I like try to flex it, and it kind of just gets stuck. I'm like, "You see? Like, I can't even swing my axe right. It's got some kind of clicking sound in it."
All right. Take it inside. I'll fix it. You know why it happened, don't you?
Why?
Because you're flexing too goddamn hard.
Well, and I kind of like
It's
stop,
metal cogs.
and I'm like, I'm like, dude, I am an orc, and I am a mercenary. Flexing is a big part of my daily life.
Well, stop flexing the metal bits.
It's a prosthetic. And I walk inside.
Oh, don't you think I don't? Don't you? Damn it, oil. Messing up my thinking. Hold on. She dumps her head in water and kind of slugs it around before eventually getting most of the oil out. You can see her eye is very red and irritated. She comes back inside. Put your hand on that table.
I sit down on a chair and just put my arm out on the table.
She takes a few tweezers and opens up the side, gets a screwdriver and starts removing some of the screws. All right, well, maybe it wasn't because you were flexing. Maybe this is my fault. Maybe. Don't you hold me to that.
Maybe you'll be fixing it and not, or I'll be beating you with it.
All right. No need to get hostile yet. She grabs a cup off the counter. Is this coffee or oil? Not oil. God damn it! Always with this. Why do I keep coffee cups with oil in them? I knew this was gonna happen. Damn it! Sits it aside. But you do notice that she drank the oil.
she
actually swallowed it.
Golgren just kind of looks at her and just goes, and of course I had to come to Farebury to get my arm put on.
Well, where else are you going to find a steam smith besides any of the big cities? Pretty much most places, actually. Why did you come to Farebury? Really dumb on your part.
Weak from blood loss, down an arm. I kind of had to walk down the mountains to just go somewhere, and you were the first one I got to, and you didn't want to turn me out just because I was an orc.
Yep, that's tragic. I do remember that. Or was I drunk? I think I remember that. She pulls out a blowtorch. This is gonna hurt. And as it burns, you see some cogs melt on the inside. She grabs some tweezers and starts pulling them out. Alright, well, the problem is, this is a Mark III arm. I put Mark II cogs in it. That's why it kept clicking. So I just have to get this. And she starts grabbing cogs from here and there and put it on this gyroscope. And that's smoke, and that shouldn't be doing that. I mean, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I just see smoke coming. I'm like, hey.
It's soldering iron. Everything's fine. You don't solder gears together, Mary.
You know what? The arm's fine. It's fine. I'll
No,
work
you
with it.
came here with a problem. I'm going to fix it.
Golgrim starts to kind of squirm uncomfortably in the seat.
Calm down. Would you like some coffee? Helps me calm down.
No, I think I'm good.
Are you sure? I'll
Yes.
make sure it's not oil. And that one was burnt too. I think I tasted it coming back up.
Just the arm, please.
All right. Yeah, excuse me, I don't get much company, but then when a handsome orc, an ugly orc comes in and wants me to fix his arm, I'm going to fix it. Oh. You're not very nice, you know that.
I am the example of nice. I brought you business. I don't see you doing much else here besides working on that meatev you were working on the last time I came through here.
Well, last time I broke it.
And you broke
This
it
time.
again, didn't you?
No. Yes.
Press X to doubt.
She closes it and starts screwing the arm plate on. All right, that should fix your clicking problem.
Well, I start to, put my arm through the motions, and I'll even grab my battle axe and give it a very light swing.
Seems to work as intended.
There we go. You see, you do good work, Mary. You just gotta focus on it a little bit more.
I'm always focused. Except for right now.
Mary, what's a steamsmith doing here in Farebury? Little backwards town in the middle of nowhere.
She takes another coffee cup and sniffs it this time. Takes a sip. Cold coffee. Well, let's see. I built an airship, and it worked flawlessly. And they fired me for it. And that's the end of this story.
I feel like you would be a perfect match for the Grey Wraiths, but I'm scared that you would cause more deaths than good.
I never cause deaths. Deaths just happen around me.
Well, I'll stand up and.
Did I mention I was steam cursed?
I mentioned a curse. Golgrim looks at his arm, looks at her, looks at his arm, and goes, "I'll be seeing you, Mary. I got some other stuff to take care of."
All right, well, you do come back now. I'll fix it every time it breaks, which it won't, but it might. It's probably gonna.
Well, then I will be seeing you then.
Have a lovely day.
Yep, and I'll walk out and go just do other things, pretty much.
Let's see. Hold on. Answering questions. And if you want your questions answered, be sure to join our Discord. All right. God, I can't use the English language. This is recorded, isn't it? God damn it. I always hate that.
Such language.
I mean,
Yes.
gosh, diggity. So what else did y'all want to go?
I think Claude was going somewhere, but if
Claude's
Vex is
heading
just
Going
gonna-
to the temple.
yeah,
to Harris.
and Vex is just gonna write a letter to their sibling.
Okay.
I want to do stuff. Is there any? How far is the forest from here?
The forest on most sides is only a few feet, not far.
Yeah, I'm going there.
You take the main road outside the city. It's built for horse and wagon to come across, but as you go across, you do see a Meatov driving by. The halfling driver. But you do manage to get to the forest unscathed. The forest here is peaceful, almost a little too relaxing. You hear the birds' song, crickets and other insects are going full ham on this. You don't see many large beasts, but you do see a deer at one point as you cross a valley. As it notices you, it scampers off.
Oh. Okay, try to princess my way into this. I wanna grab my lyre and start playing a song to try to attract any creatures close to me.
As you play your lyre, make me a performance check.
Okay. Since I'm interacting with creatures and I'm trying to talk with them, since the charisma-based thing, does my speech of the beast and leaf apply to this?
Not for the performance check.
Okay.
This is
Oh,
just to
that's a
see what
17.
comes.
But that's a 17.
A few birds start flying down. They listen to your song. Most of them to be blue jays. A couple of these big bushy birds come down with brown feathers with a white chest that seem to puff up as soon as they land.
Oh.
A raccoon or two comes out and look at you before making their way underneath the underbrush again. You do notice that there seems to be a spattering of squirrels in the trees above you. one of them tosses a nut at you and hits you in the head.
Ow! I look at him and I talk to him. Did that bother you, little friend? Translating?
I was sleeping. How dare you?
I was trying to play peaceful tone, sir. But I wanna take one of the birds. The white lily with golden details and show it to one of the birds. Excuse me. Would you happen to know if I can find more of these around here?
The bird flies up and kind of shakes its feathers on you. No. But there is some further south.
Well, that's nice to hear. Thank you very much. Then he pets the bird.
It chirps a couple times. As it leaves a single blue feather in your hand.
Aww. He opens his book, writes something down, and then he puts the feather in there, closes it, and gives a deep breath. Okay, let's hope my theory is correct. And then he's walking back to the town to meet the others later.
Okay. Claude, you've walked a good distance. As you get deeper into the dense forest, it becomes more and more wild as you walk. Wild briars start tugging at your pant legs, and it becomes difficult to find a path that isn't covered in some sort of natural deterrent.
Fun fact, I'm a lotus halfling, so non-magical plants don't impede my movement.
The briars still catch you, but you're not too worried about them.
I just apologize to them as I move past. Sorry for bothering you.
As you get to one point, you notice that a thick-looking deer with these huge horns comes up to you. Breathes out of his nose real heavy. And kind of stands in your way for a bit before moving on. Most of your journey is made at this odd angle going uphill, but you've just now gotten to a valley where you notice many more similar like deer are making their way around, eating the grass and enjoying their semi-bit of safeness up here.
I cannot talk to them. I was going to say, can I talk to them? But I have nothing that lets me.
Sorry, buddy. Oh yeah, I can pull the Disney princess thing.
We have the tall princess and the short princess.
I guess Claude will just he regards them as being this is your space, I'm just moving through it. He's not being aggressive towards them, he's being respectful of them in their business, whatever it is.
They mostly leave you alone. A couple of them look at you, but you're halfling and not too terrifying looking, so even at you moving at a brisk pace, they're not too worried about you.
I figured that would be the case. Well, I hoped anyway.
You can mostly move through the underbrush undisturbed. Before eventually you arrive at a small temple just above where the deer play, overlooking the area. It's a stone temple that goes, or more like a stone shrine. It's got a flat, square base before it goes up. It has one side made of brass that look like thick tree limbs, And the other side, it looks like it has one half of a tornado. So on the left side, tree, right side, tornado.
A tree-nado.
Tree-nado. The next Sharknado masterpiece. You see in worn out letters, you actually have to wipe off some moss, but you see Harris, goddess of wild nature.
Is there any evidence of like other people being around, or is it just like the deer?
Make me a perception check.
I have eyeballs. I can do that.
That should be a quote. I have eyeballs.
15.
As you look around, no other footprints has graced this valley other than your own. You see a few deer tracks and what looks like to be some old wolf droppings, but nothing that shows any other humanoid creature has been through here. Not one that you can see.
Is there like a bowl or anything to offer like offerings?
There is.
Like an offering basin? Okay, cool.
It's on the opposite side from where you are. The stone platform seems to go out a little further, and on it you notice that there is a dagger that is just laying there. It doesn't seem to be of amazing make, but is laying as an offering.
So
Seems to have been there for quite a while. There's some moss growing over it.
Best not to do that with that then. Claude's going to. Have I passed like any berries or anything?
Yeah, you've passed a few.
Cool. Can I just say that I like picked a small handful?
Yeah, you probably grabbed some from around you.
Neat. So he'll take like the berries and some like dry twigs and stuff, and put the berries and twigs in the offering basin with some of the cheese that he was given too, and he'll use the druid craft cantrip and light a small fire in the basin. And then go back to the other side of the altar, and he'll like kneel and begin to pray.
It takes a few moments for you to finish your prayer. Do you say anything in particular?
Harris, goddess, God, whoever you are. No, he knows like this is for Harris.
Gotcha.
Harris, your land is beautiful. Your servants are or appear to be wild as you, as wild as your magic. And beautiful. Kind. If you are where my power comes from, give me a sign. If she isn't, whoever is or does lend me their strength, let me know. I fear that darkness is on the horizon, and it's not the kind that I can light myself through. I need your guidance. I need your help.
You
And
wait.
he'll just
As
He'll
your
just kind of leave it at that.
as your prayer finishes, you notice that 3 deer have come behind you and were kneeling in front, or behind you rather. One of them comes to you and puts his snout on your chest before it backs away and shakes its head no.
Claude just kind of takes a deep breath. His face falls, his shoulders relaxing, and he nods. But he takes like some of the berries and offers them to the deer. I understand. She's not mine. But I will leave this place better than I found it.
As one of the deer starts chomping on the berries, you feel something odd slip onto your finger. Something metallic and slimy.
When the deer is done, he'll pull his hand away and kind of look at it. I'm assuming that would have had to have been his right hand because his left hand's got his gauntlet on.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I see on my finger?
You find a ring. Looks to be of simple make. Brown and brass. It has carvings of what look to be deer, rabbits, birds, foxes, wolves, cats. And on it you can feel a significant, not amazing power, but decent power. What it does, you don't really know. As it backs away, the deer take a knee again.
He'll bow in response. Thank you.
You hear something along the wind. You're not certain if it was just the wind or maybe a trick of the mind, but you hear distinctly something say, "No, thank you."
At that, he'll just kind of smile to himself and turn to pick up a like loose branch that still has some leaves on it. And he'll like tidy up the shrine, like brushing off the like debris and twigs and stuff. He'll make sure like his fire goes out and that the ashes aren't too hot, but he'll like empty the basin of the ashes. And I guess he'll clean off the dagger too. He's not really sure what else to do with it. He's certainly not going to take it.
As you clean off the dagger, you notice it seems brittle and fragile. Like the smallest touch could shatter it. But even as you brush it, it doesn't seem to. And the moss doesn't seem to leave it.
Believing that it's this goddess's, Harris's, he's going to put it back on the altar like behind the tree-nado, like between the tree-nado and like the offering thing. Basically, he's just leaving it for one of Harris's followers to actually come and find, because she's not his goddess. He doesn't want to take what's theirs.
Gotcha. As you finish cleaning, the deer stand up and move away. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do while you're here?
Are the deer like actively moving away from him as he walks?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're just dispersing, giving you room to walk.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they were just like parting so I could walk through them, or if they were just like entirely leaving. As he like turns to walk away, he'll give almost like a dejected look over his shoulder back at it, or at the altar, but he'll kind of like nod to himself, resolving that he'll find his place and like turn back to go to town because he's got nothing else to do here.
Gotcha. What is everyone else doing? Golgrim, Vex?
I guess just I've
do
been
stuff.
just kind of wandering around, gazing up at the Harmrim Mountains. Just wondering
Anything
about-
you want to buy, sell, talk to?
I don't really have anything I need to do.
Did Vax do his check?
Vex has successfully written a letter and mailed it. Did you
There
want
was
to give the description of what happens in the note, or leave it?
Sure, I can give a description. So he will write to his sibling, Zen, and send, along with that letter, he'll send the drawing that Lero did for him. And he will say, the town that we had stayed in overnight got the plague of the fire rain. This is what was left behind, along with hematite. This might be important information for the researchers to know, since you are headed to Ordry. Keep an eye out for people in, they were blue robes, right?
Yes, blue robes.
In blue robes, speaking of an unknown goddess or god named Cyra. And then he'll just send that.
Gotcha. You go to the mailbox, or the mail center. Not very large, but you just drop your note in. It'll be sent soon enough. Mail here takes about a week to a month to arrive most places. And since you're sending it to the research base in the south, you have no idea how long it could take to reach him.
Okay.
All right. But with that, I believe we will end this session here and pick it up next in a couple weeks.
All right.
Yay!
Woo!
Woo! Thank you so much for
Oh,
joining.
no.
Thank you so much for joining us on this fabulous adventure. If you want more, be sure to check out any of our socials at Fantasy Driven or Driven Fantasy if you're on Twitter. And keep an eye out on YouTube, for we will be posting there soon. And with that, thank you all so very much for joining us, and you have a lovely day. Bye.
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 Bye bye.
Bye.